We are out here ready to crawl, and as usual, let's look at low speed control. This is running 3-cell. Oh, she's got, there we go. There's our slowest. It starts up with a little boop, and then we can actually slow it down. On the ground, I'm sure with a little bit of load, it'll be a little slower, like most brushed motors are. Yeah, perfectly able. You can see it kind of starting and stopping. I think that's the radio, but once we get going, perfectly crawlable. Perfectly crawlable. Oh yeah, and top speed while we're down here on the ground. 3-cell LiPo. Stock gearing, 16 turns, stock 545 Salata motor. Plenty of wheel speed. As a matter of fact, we could gear this down, or probably even run on 2-cell and be fine as well. And I would imagine with this ESC and radio and the way it works, that the low speed control would be even better. But as you can see, actually crawling, it is absolutely capable. And I am indeed a motor snob. Just gonna embrace it at this point. Now let's see if that dig ratio, yeah, servo wouldn't quite get through that. We're gonna have to line up a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Try to hook that front tire with the dig ratio or overdrive, as most people call it. Bam! See, it kind of tucked the front end down into the rock. Why don't we do that again? Can you come on this side, Mr. Cameraman, and you'll be able to see the hook. We can switch places. So this little nub of rock right there, the trick on this short of a wheelbase, especially with a little bit of overdrive, is if I can get that front tire to just get onto it, then the ratio will just pull and kind of suck in and over, just like that. And the kit, or this ready to run, does have the optional 12-ish, 13-ish % overdrive gears included, so I can take apart the transmission and increase my overdrive, increase my dig ratio, and that'd be opposite of having like a push ratio where your rear is doing more work and pushing more, which you typically wouldn't see in a trail truck. That's more of a front and rear axle speed mixing for a competition motor on axle. Sometimes you would want to push the rear if you wanted to turn really tight and get your front to lock in position. You could kind of push your rear around with some push ratio, and then go back to dig to have that front hook. But y'all probably call it overdrive. Just let me know in the comments if that's what you prefer to call it, or if you prefer to just get hung up. Can't see what I'm doing. Yeah, of course. Very predictable suspension on the Element. Love it. Love it. It's really hard to do this when I can't see what's going on the lower side, but it's fun. All right, I'll pay attention down here too. Oh, of course, there's a big old gap there. I got to get around on that. Get the rear tire up, and then come across with the front. Woo. Searching for that traction. It's right there. I could probably bump it. Yeah, just like that a little bit. hanging that rear axle up a little bit. There it is. Yep, steering won't quite pull us through that. I'll have to go high with the tire. There we are. These tires seem to be different than what's on my other Enduro. Maybe they're just not broken in yet. I'd have to look. But, come on, baby. Yeah, there it is. Pretty good tuck from the old suspension. It's a beautiful day out here. Absolutely beautiful. One of the first real days of spring, maybe. Filming's about mid-March. Getting her wedge down now. There's really nowhere to go once I get here. Oh, unless I get lucky? Not quite. I don't think I could. I didn't think I was going to float both the tires like that. I could have ran at it. Oh well. We're stuck and we gotta get home one way or another. So we're gonna go high on this rock, the safest way home. Oh. Very predictable suspension. I can't wait to throw a system in with a little bit better RPM control, either semi-velocity loop or full velocity loop, or even just a higher quality motor with lower resistance will keep a more even speed under load, even if it doesn't have any sort of velocity feedback going on with the controller. But perfectly usable and controllable, especially with how well the suspension is to predict. they really got the fenders close as they could. There's a lot of fender rubbing, which I love, the ability for this rig to tuck and have full steering without like really getting caught down. They did a good job of designing the suspension and getting the tires just the right size, and this model of Enduro was just right. Let's see if I can hook. Well, got my rear pumpkin hooked on a rock momentarily. Oh. This is basically just blindly going through rocks at this point. Lines I normally wouldn't take, but I mean, not that it's even possible, but you never know if something's possible until you try it. So, you know, I'm thinking maybe if I could get my front tires wedged up here enough, then I can raise that rear tire out of the gap. Might, I don't know. You see what I'm going for, though. If I could just get that front tire to hook over. Yeah, well, it hooked all right. Guess I'm going this way. I'm disappointed I didn't make that stupid line, though. And it's only stupid because I pretty much know it would only be a lucky bounce situation. So in effect, it is not the actual line that is low intelligence quotient, but possibly me for attempting. Of course, this is my rock course out here. Woo! Coming in hot. Yeah. The hi-ya really helps sometimes, as you can see. Now, if I can just get up on this rock, might need to come out here and clean some leaves. Not quite. Not. Oh. If I if I trim the fenders just a hair. Oh. Because never mind. There we go. And that's what I wanted to do there. Wow. It's and I didn't break it wadding it up, which is I'm testing the limits. Well, let's just call it that. Testing the limits. Man, I could just let's go on a little trail ride here. Man, Travis and Terrell would have loved to come along today, but you know they had to work. They are not independently wealthy or come from family money, as their characters might imply. If there's one thing that I'm gonna say a lot today, it's how predictable the Element suspension is. Just a joy to drive. A joy to drive. And this is big body here. If this was a small body rig, oh, I don't know if I can recover from this. This is gonna be didn't like that sound. Oh. Let's see. I guess I could get out of here backwards. I could wedge down that front axle enough. Aha! Success. I didn't have to touch that once. And just think about it in real life, how you would have had to deal with that mistake. I mean, in a full-size rig. This is still real life, at least I think it is. Let me know in the comments below if you agree. This is real life with scale toys, though. I mean, scale models. All right, I'm just gonna keep crawling. This is a nice day. This is a lot of fun. Certainly got some rock crash on this new vehicle, but it's a Lexan body. This is just going to give it character. All right. Yeah, well, as usual, I kind of want to throw some of my electronics into this, but otherwise, this is a great rig to wheel. And after all of that, let's see. I'm testing the servo down in here, just the heat on the servo. It's totally fine. That's good to know. Motor, I was binding these down a lot. Motor's a little warm. I'd guess 150 Fahrenheit on that, a little past scalding. And then the ESC is in here somewhere. Oh yeah, ooh boy. She's a little warm. I think it would keep doing that, but you would maybe need to rest between packs. That ESC is probably 170, 180 degrees. Yeah. I know I could get out the gun, but we don't need to know whether it's hot or not. Excellent. Well, I can definitely, like always, recommend an Element here. This turned into an unofficial review. I was just going in it to wheel and have some fun, but appreciate you tuning in. If you do have any questions, leave them down below. Do my best to get to them. As always, have a beautiful day.